15 Mary 3, 15 Mary 3. This is Roger over adjacent. We're doing mic check. We're doing mic checks. A little bit loud there. That's right, Roger. We've got a mic check in aisle 2. We've got a mic check in aisle 2. Good morning, all. Welcome to the show. My name is James True, and you are watching James True Live on Friday. That's right, Friday. The beautiful, beautiful No Pants Friday. And I don't have underwear on, so it's even weirder. And here's my proof. Let's do this, right? I hope I do not get up. I actually don't have underwear. Sue, I did not buy underwear. I need to buy underwear by Friday. I do not want to go on astronosis with no underwear. I'm gonna place my pants under my chair. I'm afraid to go get them. The camera, do not move. Just feels a little weird not having something soft. You know, I got a pleather chair, and the pleather, right? It doesn't work. Hello, everyone. I'm completely naked from the waist down. Was not expecting this. Is there anyone else who wants to join me? Now would be the time, but it's probably better that you don't. Let me do it. I'll do it. I'll be naked from the waist down. Happy Friday, all. It's great to see everyone. It's been a busy week here at James True Live. Lots of things happening. In fact, they're still happening. So many things are happening that we're in the middle of things happening while other things are happening. Next Friday, the day after Thursday, there will be a ladies' meeting for men only. Wear your best clothes if you haven't any, and if you can come, please stay home. Admission is free, so you'll pay at the door. Each person will receive a seat, so you can sit on the floor. Wear your best clothes if you haven't any. And if you can come, please stay home. Friday, let me see. Actually, I shouldn't even start with Friday. Today is the 16th. we are waning, right? We're waning. Not about to be waning, though. Soon we will be waxing again. I'm not muted, right? Look at me. I'm not muted, right? Let me see. Am I muted? Hey, Graham. I'm not muted, right? Yeah, you guys, no one's saying, hey, dude, you're muted. That's great. It is a ballsy move. Thank you, Twilight Mist. I literally, it's literally a ballsy move. But, we don't have to go into that. So, Monday is Monday school. First new moon. Man, this feels really strange. Normally I've got underwear on right now, and I'm going with it. But this is. Does it feel weird to you? Does something seem different? Like, do I feel less inhibited? I don't know. But Monday is new moon, and the new moon, we are launching our Monday school. I've got this curriculum that I think is going to really blow you away. So I encourage you to join Monday school by Monday. We'll not be doing a live stream on Monday. We'll be doing Monday school. It'll be Monday evening, Katua time, 6:30 p.m. If you don't know what Katua time is, it's Eastern. You could just say Eastern if you want to be that way. But Eastern really does imply that there's something elsewhere. And Katua is really the center of Amuraka. So, kind of doesn't make sense to call it Eastern, does it? Now, Monday is Monday school. Very important. Wednesday, we're starting our dojo program again. Watching the hyenas and the trolls, not just this week, it's been a while. Watching all that creep in, watching the pure magic and power of 15 minutes. If you don't know what I mean, usually a eugenics program, like any rancher, will take 2 steps forward and wait 15 minutes, and then take 2 steps forward and wait 15 minutes. And the weaklings among us in the truther community get really, really agitated and nervous during that time. Most of them have defined their personality based on their being the only person that doesn't wear a mask. And they've created this persona of, look how powerful I am. Really, really poor cartoonists, honestly, will suffer their angst insisting that I'm the only one that's liberating the world. And when the world gets better, these people get angry and desperate. The cannibalism kind of ensues. And I think that's really what was at work last weekend. There was an expose on the perverted nature of James True. I want to remind you I'm not wearing any pants right now. And it was shown me putting electrical tape on my face as Hitler, as being proof of what a dangerous menace I am to society. That's the Orthodox Christian truther bra dudes. They mix with homeschool bisexuals. It's a very, very strange culture that we have here. And that you are watching people, beautiful people, every one of them. Owen Benjamin is a beautiful person. Jim Bob is a beautiful person. Andrew whatever is a beautiful person. His wife is a beautiful man. Seriously, she's got an Adam's apple that would just outshine the finest golden embers of the world. These people are beautiful. And what we're watching is each of us learning how to use our gills. Have you ever known that you had gills? Did you ever consider the fact that you have gills? What does that mean, right? So a gill is a piece of equipment that allows you to pull oxygen from a liquid-rich environment. Liquids fall through the fins of the gill, and inside the gill, oxygen is allowed to be extracted. The very similar process happens with lungs, but you have something on another level, right? I'd like you to picture and take a moment right now to leave your parasympathetic nervous system and go downstairs. I'd like us all to go downstairs into the basement where the water heater is, where the electrical panel is. Don't ask me why they're in the same room. You're the one that bought this house. Don't ask me. But here they are. And I want you to realize that when you bought this house, these units were here, And when you sell this house, these units will probably be here. You might have to change one every now and then, but at no point are you waking up during the middle of the night to come down to your sympathetic nervous system to say, hey, water heater, I need you to work. I need you to work now. I need you to work now. I need you to work now. It's plugged in. It's automated. Everything's great. You learn to conserve water, right? You learn to know, oh, the water, we've run out of hot water. Damn those kids, right? Whatever it is you want to blame, however it works. And that we have been brought here into this training ground to, is the audio? I still having clip issues, aren't I? It's like this. I'm going to have to talk like this now. This will be the only way I can get the audio clip up. This is really annoying. Holy fuck. I would love it if I could figure out a way to find an audio interface that allows more of that. But anyway, these gills are running on autopilot, and you were born with them. This is probably better, right? I'm going to look over the chat. Is this better? Audio was fine. Yeah, the thing is, Gnome, is that some people actually listen in a different environment. But thank you. These gills are on automatic pilot. Your entire sympathetic nervous system is running on autopilot. And no matter how much ego you lose, no matter how much electricity you lose, no matter how much confidence you lose, that ego will, those systems will never shut down. They won't. If they do, you're in trouble. And I'd like for you to picture that you've been brought here into this training ground to learn these systems. And these systems are actually on autopilot because they're waiting for you to learn from them a very important lesson. You have pores all over your skin. You're one of the few creatures in the world that does. One of the few. Sure, dogs have pores and horses have pores, but those pores are only in specific places. You are covered in pores all the way. You have gills. These are electric gills. And if you look up a science book that was written before the invention of electricity, before the understanding of electricity, you'll notice that all of our anatomy and biology was done then. And so you are people who right now are in charge of Johns Hopkins still think that the heart is a hydraulic instrument, right? That the concept of charge was not known when we were writing our anatomy, which means that our entire understanding of how the body works does not involve the terms electricity. Only recently have we decided to bequeath that the heart might have a tiny charge in it. And it's simply a coincidence that we can shock impulse a muscle and have it twitch in another location. We discover that we're electrical beings. And one of the biggest clues is your pores. That coming out of these pores are a keratin antenna, a tower, that rises above your skin for the sole purpose of releasing electrons into the air, shedding electrical current that you did not drink. Now, you and I are living in a very rudimentary level with these gills. We don't even recognize that we have an electrical system, or at least most of us don't. And so the concept of not only do we having an electrical system, but us needing to regulate the electrical system becomes even harder to surmise. But it's true. And you're here learning to pilot an F-14 Tomcat, and you can barely ride a bicycle. And the most technically advanced, dangerous machine with the most capabilities that's ever been made is surrounding you, and you are inside of this mecha suit called your body, and you have gills, and you don't know how to use them. The whale shark is the largest shark in the water, and it's a vegetarian. It feeds on purely the tiniest organisms that are pulled into its system. And if you and I were living whale sharks, you and I would be walking around this world assuming that all of us have to swallow all of the water that flows in to our mouth. That's right. That the whale shark goes swimming and most of his mouth is just an open paper bag, right, or plastic bag. And flowing into that plastic bag is literally the entire ocean. That dude's, his mouth's huge, right? It's huge. And you and I are that whale shark with our mouth wide open, and we think that we're supposed to swallow all of that water. And we're not. We're not. We have gills on our skin called pores. And we trace the gases that leave our pores, but we've yet to actually consider that maybe those gases are simply a discharge of electrons, of electricity. Some of you might be lost because you're under the impression that an electron is a definition, but it's not. From the moment the word electron was invented, it was always used as a placeholder. To those of you who are in the everything's fake bra, it doesn't really work to doubt electrons because electrons were always a variable. You know what a variable is, right? In algorithm, right? In algebra, right? Like x equals. And you were to say x doesn't exist. This same fight to deny electricity is rampant through all of our fields. Fields is a word that I use on purpose right now. And it hurts. I use that word on purpose right now because we are trying to swallow a shitload of water, except for instead of water, it's electricity. It's angst, it's shock, it's fear, it's power, it's anger, it's guilt. It's all of the drama that comes into your field. And you're trying to swallow it all, but you don't realize that you just have gills. You have gills. Some of the comments, we published Airship 54 on Wednesday, and it was the closest thing I could think of as a way of sort of trying to balance what happened last week with things. And it was truly remarkable to see the display of people voicing their own electricity in the grounds, but even more so to watch the comments that came in. James Drew, have been doing this for a long time. Last weekend, I offered 523 free videos up to this guy named Andrew to use those to critique me and how dangerous or stupid my ideas were, but all he could do was attack the airship. Wednesday, when we published the airship, some of the worst attacks that I've seen on this channel came in. And I want you to know that these things are on purpose. That the reason why Andrew chooses to attack the airship is because Andrew cannot attack me. It's the same reason why the comments that were on Wednesday, we've never heard or seen before anywhere on J True. These people haven't come in. They haven't explained or expressed any kind of displeasure until airship comes online. There's a valuable lesson here, and it goes back to gills. And in order for you to understand this, I think you're probably going to need to put some more time into what we talk about more, which is not going to be happening on the live stream. You're going to have to come to Airship, or you're going to have to put yourself on the mat. And I don't even want you to. I'm just saying that in order for you to understand that, that's what would be required. Because the energy that came in Wednesday gave us a compassionary weight test. It's a strength training exercise where we get to showcase how much electricity we can bear on the mat, and it went remarkably well. The energy that you see Wednesday is a vital part of what I need for dojo to work. The hatred, the animosity, the irrational behavior. Most of the people that were in Wednesday are sticking candy up their butt and pulling it out and wrapping it in cellophane and handing it to you as if it's a gift. And that truly is the spirit of Owen Benjamin as an example. It's not just him. There's actually not a problem I have with that. It's an expression of where someone's at. And where they're at is they're trying to swallow all of this water, and they're not even thirsty. They're not. In fact, they're drowning in electricity. And there's all this more water to come in. You learn to shed electricity the same way a whale shark learns to open his lungs. That the speed that the whale shark moves himself through the water is directly congruent to the amount of opening or aperture that his lungs have at the time. Sorry, I should say gills. That when he closes his gills, something fascinating happens to the fish. The fish stops moving. And if you understand the lesson of the fifth sun, you understand why there was this strange analogy that humankind could not survive stationary. That the fourth sun was this different kind of world where when you stop a fish in the middle of it swimming, it freezes. Have you noticed that? They freeze. Why? Because they're no longer in time. Fish lacks the capacity, the mental capacity that you and I have to thoth, our first memories. Fish do not have memories. Fish have electrical capacitance. That's it. They're living in a saltwater alkaline solution, which shows you that they are a capacitor. They're a capacitor swimming in a giant liquid alkali. Now, you and I can find it easier to understand this analogy when I discuss to you the salt in water. But I need you to understand that the nitrogen and the oxygen in the air around you is the same thing. And that you have gills. But because you were not born in a system that was constantly powering them, they're not online yet. That your ability to vent electricity is directly congruent to the dilation of your pores, the dilation of your gills. And so when water passes through that's urine, right? When Wednesday comes and there's a giant urine flow, that's the point where you would open your pores and simply not drink. But you're in a world where people do not know that they don't have to drink. And so they end up drowning in midair. This is what we would call an egoic breakdown. And we torture people who are asphyxiating from the electricity by calling them a narcissist. It's profound how cruel we are to each other, but it would be a direct symptom of people that do not know that they are not required to swallow all of this water. I live a mile above sea level. I've always lived really high in elevation for whatever reason. It's never really been a goal. It's just something I've noticed. Aleister Crowley believed that the higher that he climbed a mountain, the more rare his perspective became. And the rarity of the perspective would be defined by those who have gone to places that no one else has gone before. It's a vaudeville sort of torquing of magic where I will find a place to grip and pull magical torque from the uniqueness of my environment. A lot of us will say, unless I am truthing you, unless I am giving you new data that you did not know before, I am not serving a purpose on this planet. One of the people that was so angry in the comments on Wednesday had said, I am a good person because I've done nice things in the world. And this shows you what I mean. Because this is a consciousness that if they were to stop moving, they would die. And they're expressed in the expression, as long as I do nice things, I'm a good person. And that's actually not a good person. Did you know that? That's actually a slave to the punishment of the philosophy that I am shit unless I give myself more. And if you think you are shit, and you feel that you have to give yourself more for survival, you are going to take candy out of the wrapper and stick it up your butt and put it back in the wrapper and hand it to people. And you're going to call them your friends. And this is what Owen did to Jim Bob. This is what Andrew did to everyone else that he enabled Saturday. It is what we call here hyena. And that we use the word hyena for a very specific reason. If you Google right now, you will find that the vagina of a hyena sticks so far out of their belly, it drags the ground and looks like a penis. And that is who these people are. It's not an insult. These people can eat candy that comes out of their own butt because they do not have the electricity to afford the luxury of shame. That shame is your power center. And right now, I'm not wearing pants. It is a challenge for me to pull shame in the middle of me being vulnerable, and I've shaved my face this week. And I've exposed something that I've never told you before. All of these are me opening my gills even wider in the face of strife. And that all the things that have happened this week, I'm having trouble even calling them strife because all it's done is leveled up. I've never once in my life considered that it would be okay to publish an airship, not once. Not once would I've even braved the idea of asking my fellow airshipians or dojoitarians, can I publish this stream? To me, it would have been no, there's no way I could ever cross that line. So I never would have. I never would have. And what Andrew did for us, what Jim Bob did for us, what all the other people have done for us, is brought about something new that never would have happened would it not have been for their strife. And what happened was the opening of pores. I found new pores to open. And now with new pores to open, more water falls through and I rise even higher. Johnny B, the people in Owen's stream are going to find out how much you shit-talked Owen for so long over here. And you will be eating the poo candy too. But you've known that the whole time because that's what's required to walk into that camp. And until people learn how to open their pores, there's really not a lot of other places you're going to be able to go. Jeremiah, the same way, buddy. If you're not willing to leverage your own self-worth to contribute to the group, then you're actually not doing anything on the mat. Notice I didn't say you're a bad person. I think Jeremiah is a wonderful person. If you're wondering who that is, this is Sark. Someone accused me of not liking Sark. I think Sark should write a book. Sark, I've told you this personally. You know that. Or Jeremiah, I've told you this personally. You know that. Write a book. All of your fear about what everyone thinks about you loving Hitler would be protected under the sealed tomb of a work. A book of you writing your compassion for Hitler. You should call it Mine Compassion. And show your ability to exercise compassion for one of the evilest people in history. I think that's an alchemical journey, and I think you should go on that. Jeremiah is not a mod on the show. We've discovered this, and we discussed this on Airship Y. We asked Jeremiah to please show a little bit of spine and moderate the group better. Jeremiah had said, I want to be the moderator of the James True group. And so that was happening. And for months, the lack of backbone prevented anyone from finding any kind of solace around our trees, our flowers. That the hyena were simply running rampant because Jeremiah was afraid to drop the hammer. I know why he's afraid to drop the hammer, because when I dropped the hammer, I received the same kind of kickback. Johnny B, the person that gave the airship to this guy Andrew, was one of those kickbacks. And it's part of the coming to power of yourself is to discover who and what you stand for and why. And that every one of these opportunities, including the ones Johnny has right now by me saying his name, including the ones that Jeremiah has right now by me saying his name, bring us to the mat and ask us, can I grow from this? Can I find more pores to open in my gills to take in more water? All of the oxygen that you will find is in the ocean. You simply have to discover that you don't have to swallow it. Your sympathetic nervous system, right? Parasympathetic, sympathetic, is online regardless of your neocortex. Most of you are living in the dream that you are running things from up here, and it's cute. And you're the ones that are insisting that there's a part of people that are wrong and a part of people that are right. And in order for you to survive, you had to insist that you alone in your captain's chair are the only one that has what's right, and that everyone else outside of you who does not agree would be wrong. And that is a very efficient way of surviving in the world. I'm not even blaming it. But I'm telling you that kind of way will not last in Aquarius, because you are going to have to keep swallowing more and more water. What is Aquarius? It's showing you that the oxygen around you is liquid. It's showing you that you are swimming down the road every moment of your day. It shows you that the emotional timber of you and what you put out is no different than you urinating in a pool and watching everyone drink. You are here to bring your own parasympathetic system online, your electrical system, the system above the system above the system. This would be the conscious system that you have. You do it right now when you wear clothes. I'm such a hypocrite right now. But when you think every morning, none of you walk out the house saying, you know what, I totally forgot to put on clothes. All right, one of you might. But most of you, that has not happened to. Why? Because you have the electricity and the efficiency to create a parasympathetic system above you. Your name, your PIN number, your car keys, your wallet, your cell phone, your pants, your job, your family, your address, right? Your diet, what you like to eat, what you hate to eat, all of these things are parasympathetic systems that you've developed that you have to hold. And if you ran out of electricity, those things would drop, and they do. The juggling of life becomes more difficult for those who insist they have to swallow water. So this is a learning ground. It's a giant mat. And I really am not in the business, I haven't been in a while, of insisting that everyone do well on the mat. I learned a long time ago that the people that are in a fetal position in the corner, the ones who have run away, we've created a haven in our dojo where you are allowed to be absolutely authentic under a precious thunderdome of witness, by the way. And that anyone who's come into that airship will always come out saying the same thing. I can't believe how easy it was to share in there. And for you to imply that this somehow has created a haven where you are not allowed to do anything except for crawl into a fetal position, or worse, run away, is not a sign of the badness of our school. It's actually a sign of how much the sensei inside believes in your potential. And so when you see someone leave the dojo with fervor and anger and drama, you're watching someone that lacked the courage to stay on the mat. The same lack of courage happens Wednesday when people who would never dare to comment on my own live stream or critique me have it weighted and saved up for the airstream on Wednesday. Think about that. Because one of the harder things to swallow is just how much animosity is waiting for you outside the door. Some people say that I'm naive to it. I'm not naive to it. I'm immune to it most of the time. I'm immune to it because my reality bubble is so thick that it becomes very difficult for you to penetrate it with shitty bubblegum. People have actually said, well, you live in an echo chamber, James. And of course I do. Your reality bubble is an echo chamber. You are constantly painting your reality around you and insisting, this is my reality. This is my reality. Some people do it so fucking well that they end up with other people sharing that reality bubble too. Why? Because fuck, it is crystal clear in here. That's why. So, echo chamber, good. Good. Also, apparently it's wrong to be a white knight. But I really thought about this. And I realized that the people that were calling me a white knight were also calling me a freeloader. And I'm a freeloader because I have written 6 books. A freeloader because I do a live stream 523 times. 400 if you're on the public side. And I'm a freeloader because, listen carefully, I'm a freeloader because I'm not a wage slave somewhere. And so you find that the very people that are attacking you by sticking candy up their butt are actually calling you the same things that your ancestor was called 1,000 years ago. Because a freeloader is a Freemason. And I'm a Freemason, bitches. I'm a Freemason. Do you know what that means? A Freemason had no master. A Freemason wandered the countryside of Europe, the Black Forest, England, everywhere. Wandered the countryside. And no matter where he went, people recognized his talent and his posture and said, "Hey, Freemason, can you please stay and bless us in this town with your talents? We would like to pay you to build this wall, or to build this church, or to build this hearth, or to reset this lintel." And that the peasants that were covered in shit saw the Freemason and said, "That guy's bad. That fucker's bad." "Well, why is he bad?" "Because he hasn't got shit all over him. And I offered him candy out of my butt and he said no." So the Freemason and the freeloader, I'm a freelancer. I'm a Freemason, freeloader, freelancer, because I do not have a master. And I don't have a master because my echo chamber is so fucking tight. Do you know why it's tight? Because I white knight the shit out of it every day. Who is the white knight? Literally, your last Hail Mary. Your last, oh my God, if only a white knight would come in here and just kick the shit out of all these hyenas in here, life would be better. That's a white knight. So am I a white knight? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it, is there? There's really not. You've tried, I know. We've tried ridicule, and it wasn't even deep. And all you've done now is brought the airship out. Now these guys are their own. These guys are in their own spine. And most of them have been there, by the way. I apologize. I actually suggested some of them don't have public channel. You guys should check out Mo's channel. Holy fuck. Spectral Valkyrie. There's more, by the way. Esoteric Journey. I'm missing some. I know I'm missing some. But they're all over. Why? Because you and I are here to grow our voice. And what has James True done? He's brought you new voices. Jeremiah and I did High Magic together. It was a great show. It's still up. Do you realize that the dues that Jeremiah was paying to be in dojo, I was actually taking those dues and paying them back to Epidemic Sounds in order to create a license for us to have our own channel with our own theme song? I enrich what's around me because I'm a gardener. And when people around me bloom, I'm happy to see them go. They need to go because my garden is not their garden. So the more people that find me and leave, the more people come in asking for more. It's profound how simple this works. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? Let's see here. Yeah, freelancer is a knight, exactly. Hello, Mo. Guys, we're going to be doing a great show on the secret name of God. I can't tell you, though. I can't tell you about it. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. You know, next week when we start the dojo, I think the only way we're going to we can't go to Crow 777, Brian. You guys realize, right, what happened with that, right? All of this started last fall when I kept saying, "Hey, can you be accountable?" Every time I asked someone to be accountable, the answer is no. Crow 777 announced publicly that I was committing a fraud by claiming to be having the 5-5 show, when in fact I wasn't. But I did have the 5-5 show. It was a huge success. So ask yourself, why going back there would even be worth it? You see what I mean? Now Rose got freaked out, and she was literally like, I can't believe you're doing this, because she was terrified of the idea. It terrified her to think that I could white knight my reality bubble enough to actually survive without the hyena approval. And it's not easy. You can look at my numbers. We definitely don't have the giant hits of some of these things. That dude from the Crucible, I think he gained like 100, 200 subscribers as a result of that. Now, as a freelancer, I already know that's not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of the appetite. And I already know that because I've seen the appetite for a while now. I've been fully aware. I was in the Navy. I got a really firsthand look at a wide swath of society. And let me tell you, it's not freelancers. It's not. If you want to know why channels like that do so well, it's because Ridicule is a working model. That when you think about it, when you think that the only reason why you would be accepted is if you were out doing good, what does that mean? It means you think you're shit. And if you think you're shit, the only kind of survival you could have in a social situation is where someone is helping you feel better about how shitty you are. And if you're looking for something that makes you feel better about how shitty you are, you're going to find a dunk tank or a ridicule pool or a mosh pit of insults right at home. You're going to learn to value the flavor of candy that's been shoved up someone's butt and given to you. Because that really is the essence of hyena. It's why hyena are always laughing. It's why, even though you can tell they're in pain, they're always laughing. It's literally the only kind of reaction they can afford, which is why comedians kind of aren't really funny as much as just psychopathic. They're appealing to lowest common denominator. That's all. And I've been doing it too. I've been doing it too by thinking the live stream would turn around and we'd find this different audience and all this other stuff. That's not going to work. It's not. It's not. I can't give up though, because there's too many people that are in my corner like, well, wait a minute, let's do something. So even I'm in a precarious place, which is where we're at now. And actually, frankly, things are going freaking great now. Monday school, I'm going to start Monday. Doing Enter the Shaman. It's actually a course that's going to break down why you going into conspiracy theory was actually you beginning this road of becoming a shaman, believe it or not. And the path of the TI, the targeted individual. By the way, Jim Bob, Andrew, Owen, Johnny B, Jeremiah, all the people that run away when I ask them to come on the mat are targeted individuals. They're targeted. And one of the things that happens when you're haunted is that when an exorcist comes and sees you, if you don't have enough self-worth or control, your ghost runs you away. It takes you and runs you away. It's just how it works. It's part of why Jesus was a necromancer. You know, when Jesus saw the blind man right next to the well, he wasn't like, oh my God, you poor blind man. He was just like, dude, you're not blind. You're not blind. I can see you. Not only that, I can see you so well that you can see me see you. And the blind man's like, holy fuck, I'm cured. She's like, you're damn right you're cured. Do you know what would happen if all these people found out that you were lying? That for the last 3 months you've been perched here right next to the well, telling people that you cannot find the well? I'm the only person that can see this, says Jesus, because I'm the only one that's learned to use my gills. And I see you. I see you. And he does. This is why we're here. You are only going to get better at this if you learn not to drink at all. That what you think is an insult is actually someone giving you electricity. It's fascinating how it works. But the people that have to swallow this stuff, they carry it around with their mouth full. Their mouth's full of salt water. And they're looking for the safest place to spit it. Now, if they spit it on a weaker person, it all comes right back in their face, and they don't resolve it. They're looking for a strong person with enough electrical current that they can trust to dump all that negativity into without recourse. Excuse me. No penalties. Where can I dump this? And so you go driving around the neighborhood with your trash looking for exactly the best place to dump this. And you find the place that you think, A, would cause you the least damage if you were caught, and B, would be the hardest for someone to notice that you did that. So you're going to go to the biggest place you can find, and you're going to hope that you can find a dumpster that's open. And so you do. And that same thing's happening right now with humans all around you. People level up this way in the office, and they level down the same way. And you know what? There's actually not a right altitude for you. This is another problem that you have when you're in that hyena world where you think that you're shit, and the only way you'd be good is if you contributed something. Did you know that the way that you would be really good is just by learning to use your gills? Learning to sit still and listen to your own heart. That's how you exercise all your demons. But you can't because you're too busy typing how James Drew's the problem. And you know what? Thank you for your respect. I see you driving around. I see you driving around looking for a place to put your garbage, and you're like, damn, James Drew Live, look at this fucking place. Holy shit, this place is nice. Man, these guys are like really, really compassionate too. I bet I can dump my trash here. And that's where we are. It's cute. It's cute, I tell you. It's cute. Now, I encourage anyone. You can tell us to Andrew, but we know he won't do it. But Andrew, if you wanted me on your show, you could have sent me an email. Unlike you, I actually have my email published on my YouTube channel. I'm actually not a coward when it comes to that. So in the future, I think you should email someone. And then if you email them and they don't come on the show, then you can roast them because you can show that email. You can show how they were afraid to come on. But Andrew, you didn't even ask me, dude. You didn't even ask. So it kind of goes back to the same thing. Remember that day I called Owen on my live stream? Remember that? I had his phone number then. That Owen was talking shit, and I picked up the phone and I called him on the live stream. You guys know he was watching. You know that. It was in that time where he couldn't stop. And we sat here together and it rang. And you know he sat there in his house going, fuck. James Drew's calling. Fuck. Right? Same thing with Andrew. I've sent him messages on 3 different platforms. Guy can't say a word. Only person who can respond is his wife. His wife. Yeah. So, let's level up. I want to debate. Guys, Ark of Baphomet has some serious pro-transgender literature in there. But you have to read it, Andrew. You're actually going to have to read it. If you read that, you'd be like, Chapter 2, holy fuck! And you would have raised like thousands of dollars just reading to people the horrible things I said in Chapter 2 about the Vitruvian Man. But you missed it. And you guys keep missing it, which means I'm bored. I'm bored with you, Andrew. I'm bored with you, Jim. I need better critics. I need people that are going to catch the mistakes I make because I want a better posture. So that's what we're doing. It's probably not going to be a live stream so much anymore. It looks like Monday we're doing the Monday School because we have enough enrollees for that. And Wednesday, looks like we have enough enrollees for Dojo. So we don't have to do shows anymore. We don't have to keep running a food truck for people that really would rather just eat candy that's been up their butt. There's no reason to do that. Now, I still want to put out a banner because I believe in the world and I want to pollinate it. So I'm thinking what we'll do is just go for a Friday stream. And maybe later on in the afternoon. I don't know yet because I want to see if Mo will help me out. I want to see if others will help me out. I don't know when the best time is, so we'll figure that out. However, you're not going to know any of this until 2 weeks from now. This is the last live stream you're going to see on James Drew Live for probably a good while because next week is so much going on. It's weird how evil and fucked up and word salad I am, yet all these people keep inviting me to all these conferences. So I'm speaking Saturday in Chicago, and then Sunday I'm speaking at the Freedom Under Natural Law. There are panels in the afternoon on Saturday and on Sunday. I'll be a part of both of those. So Saturday, you can catch me at Astronosis. That's a live stream, or you go in person. It's at the Theosophical Library. I'm looking forward to visiting there. And then Sunday, I'm going to be under Freedom Under Natural Law, doing a talk and a panel then. My talk on Sunday is going to be about unanimous consent under the Iroquois Confederacy. If you saw Noam's presentation on 5.5, you know I have a big bar to meet. But I wrote an article a long time ago called The Man from Katua, which accents a lot of the thoughts that I have about what the Iroquois were doing and how America was actually formed under that model. That there was no way to take over America without adopting its constitution that was already here, built by the Iroquois Confederacy. So, I'll be going over that on Sunday. So Monday, Astronosis, Sunday, Freedom Under Natural Law. And that's next weekend. This weekend, right? This Monday, Monday school. Probably a good idea to go ahead and enroll for that now. Probably a good idea, because if you miss the first course and then July comes up, you're going to have to pay to get the courses that were already done in June. We've got one course in the bag for you. There's also about 4 other exclusive videos that you'd see. I think it's 4 if you joined right now. If you want, if you don't join. It's fine. I think you can do it as little as $1 a day if you believe in Illuminati. You want to illuminate yourself. You can do it for as little as $1 a day. If you are not worth $1 a day, I don't want you. I don't want you. I hope you will find that you're worth $1 a day some point, and I hope you'll find a place to put that. It doesn't matter where. If you want to give it to a cat shelter, I don't care. But yeah, if you want to work on your spine, your posture, give it to me. Give it to me, and we'll show you. We'll show you what happens. So there's that. You can participate either Monday in that or Wednesday, or do both. You can do both. And then next Friday there won't be a live stream because I'll be traveling. And then I think that would mean that the very following Friday would be the first chance for a live stream. So 2 weeks from today, which will be in July. So make up your mind, figure out what you're going to do. We have an airship today at 12:30. I'm really looking forward to that. We'll be discussing how to structure the new dojo. One of the things that disappointed me about Jeremiah was he wasn't actually participating in dojo. And so I think I was expecting too much of him when I critiqued him on his mod skills, and I should have known that him running away would have been a possibility. That definitely happens. I think it's important that you allow people to run away, and it's even more important that you do your best to offer an opportunity for them to come back. I've already actually gone through this a lot with Johnny. I've been writing Johnny for months, trying to figure out what was up his butt. It turned out it was candy. The whole time. I've been writing Jeremiah separately for months. It's constant gardener. It's constantly gardening. And I want you to imagine that why would a gardener want to grow these tomatoes only to get mad if they grow big? I want big tomatoes. The people that grow up in my garden are big tomatoes, and I'm proud of that. So more power to all that find nutrients in this soil, even when you leave, because I don't need you sticking around. I got shit to do, man. There's a lot of things to do. You know what I mean? So there's that. All kinds of stuff. Let me see. What else we got here? Anything interesting happening in the chat? What's happening to Flat Earth British? I don't know. He's getting a lot of attention, though. Good for him. Martin, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Martin and Jason Brashears. I've never spoken to Jason. I've had just a real quick hi with Martin is all. Never spoken to Jason, though. But yeah, I think they're doing a big tour in America. Good for them, right? Yeah, a little hookworm. Let me see. Oh, you guys are having a good time. Look at that. See, you know that oh, it's Rachel Wilson. There she is. There's the Adam's apple. When you find that, this is actually your chance. I'm sorry I'm body shaming you. I'm sorry, that's not right. Rachel, I'm sorry. I think it's only because the masculinity is just a requirement because of who you're married. That's fine. But let's see. Do you guys think that did he email me? Did Andrew email me? No email from Andrew. It's almost like he actually doesn't want me to be on the stream, but he wants to make it sound like he invited me on the stream. I think that's it. So yeah. Hey, you guys, there's a +1 if you want to do that. Damn, I hope that changes, but thanks for explaining. You're welcome, Brian. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. It's it really didn't make sense to keep going this way anyway. Welcome to Giant, Brian. The guys, the freeloaders, right? I called them that last time. See, even I'm playing with it. There's no way that you're going to be able to grow if you put nothing in. This is just simple alchemical math, right? Think about the people that want free energy are the same people that are bitching right now. Right? They're the ones that like, yeah, there was a free energy device that was made, and the guy that made it, he didn't actually write down the plans. Instead, he built just one car, and then all the proof was inside the car, but then they shot him and he was dead, and so now we don't have free energy devices because no one would write a white paper first. No one would say, oh my God, I figured out a free energy device. Gee, maybe I should write this down in, I don't know, a PDF file and fucking send it out. No, we can't have that, can we? Because we got to RV this shit. We got to anti-hoax it, right? Think about how disgusting it is to not only believe everything that the media tells you, but to automatically believe that the media tells you is a hoax that was perpetrated purely to fool you. Think about that. Think about what it's like to have someone complain in chat saying, I can't accept James because he doesn't come in a beautiful package because his body isn't beautiful. And I'm listening to that and I'm like, you mean like Fox News? Holy shit, retard. Are you seriously telling us that you would accept truth from me as long as it came in the package of Fox News? Holy fuck, what are you, 20? And it turns out, yeah, he's 20. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Of course you're 20. Of course you think that. You're why Biden works. You're why Trump works. You're why people walk around insisting there's a deep state instead of calling it the whole thing. I know why it works, because you have to learn how to use your gills, my friend. And I can show you. But you're going to have to lift some muscle. Do you know what it means to lift muscle? It means you don't get to be right. And guess what? There's good news. Because you don't get to be wrong either. You simply have a perspective that's either compassionate or retarded. That's it. Retarded. Lack of growth, right? That's it. And when you surround yourself by people, you find them constantly challenging you. Spectral does this all the time. She's like, well, we don't really know the intent. It could be this. And I'm just like, fuck you, Spectral. I really wanted to be pissed at this person. But you can't. Why? Because you're standing in a room of giants that are showing you, hey, I could show more compassion there. And so you do. And I think that's probably why dojo and airship are so effective, because there's no least common denominator. It's not allowed, right? You're looking for the highest common denominator, which sets up a different tone. Yeah, it'll be tough plus oneing Jim Bob. I only say this because he really doesn't know when he puts candy up his own butt. Like, he literally thinks that he's a friend of mine. Like, he literally thinks after the first the first chance he could to jump on Owen's show and just to totally shitmouth me. It's funny. Marty Leeds and Jim Bob are the same modus operandi right now. Isn't that weird? One is constantly saying, God bless, God bless, God bless, and he'll stab you in the back. And meanwhile, the other person's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Oh, but I'm your friend. It's the exact same modus operandi. And I want you to know that when you can be a hyena, you are purposely emptying water out of your mouth by eliminating your power to verbally cast spells. That's what sarcasm does. When you engage in sarcasm, you are telling your magical electrical system that words are no longer an output for us, because I'm giving mixed signals. I'm not sending the correct energy using the correct words. And you can live your entire life in sarcasm. There's nothing wrong with it. But you're man bear pig. You're outer temple. And I love you. I want you to grow. I have zero desire removing you or fixing you. During COVID, I wanted to fix you because, frankly, I was terrified for my own safety. I knew then when I started streaming that if I could wake more people up, I might be able to survive. It was completely for selfish reasons, which is why I put all my time into trying to bitch slap as many hyena as I could, because it was necessary to elevate the population. That's me pollinating my environment because I, James True, believe that I am an instrument of morality for God. I do not think that I can be shitty as long as I tell people I believe in God. I believe that I can only be the instrument of morality of God by pollinating and using my compassion to the highest degree. That's it. It makes me a Freemason, freeloader, freelancer all at once. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I've been training my whole life. I've been sent a secret underground operation to infiltrate all of you. My mission has been to make people believe that they are deeply connected to the soil. My mission has been to convey the 3 rules of mind control and insist that you see them every moment of every day. Number 1, convince you you're broken. You're not broken. Number 2, convince you solution is outside of yourself. It's not. You, inside yourself, are the only solution. 3, recruit others. You're a tribe 1. That's it. No one else can be in your tribe. You want to join my club? Go ahead. But you're a tribe of 1. And you know how I know that? Because when I challenge you on the mat, either you're going to stay or you're going to run away. And that's your tribe of 1, right? CIA infiltrated you to tell you that you are the white blood cell of the soil, that you are the living soil. The CIA infiltrated you to tell you that. Why? Because it's an elaborate ruse. It's an elaborate hoax that I'm doing to fool you into taking off your pants and adopting the rainbow. That's what it is. Taste the rainbow, bitches. Taste it all. Every drop. Taste it. Rachel. Andrew. He's the rainbow. You know that. You've seen him naked. That's your rainbow, Rachel. That's it. Taste it. It's right there. Hyena, vagina. Posing as an obelisk. Think about it. You love the CIA. Good. Yeah, it is funny, though. If you think about how, if I was a CIA operative, A, I really suck at this. I have zero traffic at all, right? And B, why am I giving you all this advice to, like, connect to the land? Is that what the Death Star did? We will convince them to become Ewoks. And then when they're all Ewoks, we will have them where we want them. Is that the thinking? Just wondering. Was I too hard just then on Andrew? Was I? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be. I do think, though, that if you would email me, Andrew, like a man, you could just challenge me to a debate. I could probably figure it out. We could make it like a fundraiser, for like the Broken Hyenas Guild or something. We could figure something out. Jim Bob, don't call me, dude. You don't even know your own truth. But, yeah. What else we got? Yeah, there does require a certain height to be here, I will admit. No one else? Okay. You guys check out Wednesday. Have a beautiful day. Come to Dojo tonight. Hey, Melissa Swin, good to see you. Come to Dojo tonight. We got a newsletter coming out Monday. Sorry, Jen, I just put the pressure on you, but we do. And I saw one of the submissions today, and it's very CIA. It's very CIA. Our own, one of our own operatives has been secretly working underground to encourage people to plant their own food. And his way of infiltrating is he's traced down the original Native American names of the soil, and we're publishing that in our newsletter because of how evil we are. But hey, meanwhile, everything's a hoax. And if you're not an orthodox person that hates other people, you're not going to heaven, right? Choose your adventure. Choose your adventure, right? Your reality bubble. You can listen to a guy that's not wearing pants, right? You could do that. Right? A CIA operative who's not wearing pants. By the way, some of you were suggesting that my body is not completely amazing and beautiful. And I just want you to know that my body is amazing and beautiful. Do you guys realize... that my body survived a 3-story fall? Now, if we want to say all kinds of things about me, but the fact is that I don't know too many people that have a body that could survive that. My body has run marathons, very slow, run half marathons, not as slow, run 10Ks, actually kind of respectable time on my 10K, gotta admit, kind of respectable time. I'm not going to tell it to you because if Josh is in here, he'll laugh because he's got me beat probably a couple minutes, but I've done a lot. I actually, when I was a kid, I won the Underwater swimming competition. Pretty proud of that. Man, I wish I had some music right now. Wait, where's the clap? Yeah. Oh, no, thank you. But yeah, I won the underwater swimming competition. I was able to hold my breath longer than anyone else. And it comes back to this. I mean, these were old kids. I blew them all away. And I think it's because growing up, I was trained under the finest Jedi minds where I was having to pull oxygen out of the weakest, tiniest crevices that I could find. It's one of the most thankful things that I have is where I grew up in. What soil did James True come from? And thank God it was able to be harsh enough to where it warped me, but not too harsh to where I could not compassionate what my mom or my brother or my dad was doing, right? It's that perfect Twilight Zone. Sorry, you probably think Twilight Zone is in the movie, which means creepy. I'm talking about in the ocean, there's this beautiful thermal layer called the Twilight Zone. And it's the place where you can still see. It's not the darkness of the sea, but it's not the danger of the lit. I won't use that analogy anymore. I know many of you just aren't going to be able to go there. But yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. I want to go scuba diving right now, really bad. I really like being underwater there. It's really cool. A remora eel. A remora looks like a tiny shark. Attached itself to me. You can read that in my book. Really cool experience. Talk about being symbiotic. But this idea that all of us are connected. And as much as I would like to be mad or hate people, I've really learned that I can't. We're living inside a giant human body of Osiris. All of us are related. All of us are the same. And all I can do is be as patient as I can while inspiring people like Andrew to level up. Because the sooner everyone levels up, the sooner we can really, really do some amazing things. Imagine all the fear that's being broadcast into aliens, deep state agendas, Ukraine, vaccines, all the other stuff. Imagine all that energy placed into this ideal of the Ubermensch, of the perfect man. Imagine if we placed all that belief in each other, in our own spines, our own brethrenship, and actively found a higher calling. I know we can have this, and I know there's no fucking way it will ever work in a free environment. There's just too many people like Andrew in the room. Once we establish a perimeter, we won't have to drink anyone's urine anymore. That's all. And just for an hour and a half, once a week, or an hour, or whatever, it doesn't even matter, you will get to stand among people that are questing for a higher spine just like you. And that's a rarity in this world. It's a rarity. You can't even get that at a gym. And this is $1 a day. So good luck talking yourself out of that. Seriously. Good luck with that. Can I do what I don't understand? I think I may oh, that's a good one. I overstand too much too. Sometimes it's better to stop understanding, right? Makes it easier. Yeah, it would be a circle. Don't drink the void water. There you go, mystery. Self-adjust your atlas too. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Don't forget to caress that like button, peeps. Don't forget. Pam, push the button. Push the like button, Pam. All right, guys. Have a great day. My pants are now up above my knees because it was cold, but it's still weird because it's just weird, right? So, pants up. We'll sign off. Hope you guys have a great day. Anyone want to remind anyone else around that, guys, if you have something shitty to say, why not just email me? I mean, I'm not saying you have to keep it an email, but if you really want to challenge me, can can you stop being a pussy, Andrew? Owen? Could you not answer the phone, Owen? Could you not actually just write and say, hey, I'll tell? Why not? Exactly why not? It takes a lot of courage to come back. James's spine is as crooked as tongue. May thy sharp chip and shatter. It's good to see you, Jeremiah. Thanks for coming back. And bring it to airship, exactly. Bring it to airship, Jeremiah. And if you're if that's not the right avenue for you, then you need to make an avenue. If you want to have Sark, why don't you plan a Zoom with Johnny B, Owen, and Andrew, and then you can have what feels more fair, okay? Do that. But come back, man. You got a book to write. And your name's Jeremiah. There's nothing wrong with that. I love you, man. I miss you. All right, guys, keep growing. We'll see you next time. Don't forget.